if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm all in now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast on this Wednesday, man. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know we got Music Monday, but this is Sold Out, man, where, of course, we talk that sneaker talk. You know, we got a food section, a sports section, you name it. We got a little bit of everything over here, man, so pretty much sign up for that Sold Out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, and it's free to sign up. Where, of course, we continue the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, you name it. Hit that like button and sub up, man. Only going to be on this joint for like an hour, even though I technically started things a little bit late. But here we are, man. Pretty much we're talking tariffs, man. So tonight's, man, Nike, JD Sports, Foot Locker, and more stocks have soared on Trump's latest tariff. So pretty much I want to go over that because that is very important, because getting a lot of products from overseas really obviously going to see if we're going to see a price increase over these sneakers or not, man. And it look like Puma has a new president over there as well. So we're going to talk about that topic as well. And then we're going to talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases, and then we're going to go and get up out of this thing, man. So pretty much only plan on joining for an hour. So again, sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is free. Link is available at the top of the chat, and it's free to sign up, man. So let me see what we got in the building, and then we're gonna dive right in. Hopefully you guys have been liking the new visuals real quick. Definitely should be seeing a little bit of difference in my backgrounds, not necessarily just on the lives, because that should look the same for the most part, but like in my new videos, man, just got some new equipment coming in, and yeah, man, we're gonna keep the party going. So let's see what we got in the building, and then we'll get the party started. Looks like we got Long Beach Joe Jets in the building. Says salutes and respect to Polo in the chat. What up, Long Beach? What up, what up, what up? Let's see, 6 day 1 go 9. Hopefully I read that correctly. He gave me one of these right here. So I think that means surf's up or something like that, but don't quote me on that. But what up, homie? I mean, I think that's probably another way you could probably just say what's up if I had to guess. It looks like we got Manny with the kicks in the building. Says, Yerp. What up, Manny's? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Let's see, Manny with the kicks says, Joe Jet salutes. What up, what up, what up? Appreciate y'all for coming in and out, man. So I think I want to switch it up, and we're going to go straight into JD Sports because they've been kind of low-key. I'm not going to say quiet as in they haven't been making moves, but this whole tariff things, it looked like every article I've been pulling up as of late, they've been using Nike them for the example. And yes, we do have Nike them up on the example because I get it. They're aiming, and I'm not saying they're particularly aiming or picking on them, but I will say this, the reason Nike names them keep getting brought up a lot is mainly because they're like the head honcho. They're the top dog. So, I mean, of course, they're going to have to feel it first, and the rest of the people underneath them are going to trickle on down. So, pretty much, but I want to start with JD Sports because, remember, we did a lot of articles and a lot of, like, lives on JD Sports and all the moves they made, how pretty much with them acquiring Finish Line, then they're putting Finish Line inside of Macy's. They were making a lot of smart moves. I think they also have DTLR up under their umbrella as well. If I'm not mistaken, they bought Hibbits. So, I mean, like, I'm very curious to see what their thoughts is on this process, too. So, from a foot store point of view, and then also we are going to be covering like not only just Nike but Foot Locker too, and if I have time I'm going to try to cover the new Puma president at least just enough to be dangerous. I may do a part 2 on that one on Saturday to brag, like add more to it. But let's see real quick. Looks like we got Devon Photos in the building. Says what up Polo in chat. What up Devon? Says did your Action Bronson ship yet? Yes, sir. As of today, they did. Yes, thank you for asking. They definitely did ship. So when I get them in hand, definitely we'll have that unboxing review and on feed coming. I thought we were supposed to have some more Action Brunsons coming tomorrow, but I don't know if that's going to be true or not, those Arizonias. But we'll see, you know what I'm saying? But I went on to put the video out anyway just to, you know, be kind of somewhat semi-ahead of the game real quick. Let's see, Man of the Kick says, I peeped the free update on the camera setup, Polo. Appreciate the fire update, my bad. I don't know why I said free, but I guess because when I see FEE, I assume the Y was an R, but that's actually not. So you said, I peeped the fire update on the camera setup. Appreciate that, man. Devon says, mine shipped. That's what's up. And Devon says, salute. Devon says, those Arizonians are coming out on the 18th. Okay, so they're coming, what? In roughly 2 weeks then, because this is technically the second week, and I think like the 18th of probably, yeah, gotcha, cool. Appreciate that, homie. I don't know why I thought it was this week, but anyway, I went on and put the video out. I'll put it this way. I'll make my decision if I'm going to try for them on how I do about these Untitles when they come in, because you know I'm going to be using them for gym purposes, so I want to see what's up with them, see what all the hype is about, but then again, this is not my first like 9990 like V6 if I'm not mistaken. So I pretty much have an idea what the comfort is, but you know, we'll see what it is having the Action Brunsons, because we've seen Action Brunson actually working out in his as well. So this is going to be really a true testament, because I'm really going to be trying to break the shoes in. You know what I'm saying? Looks like Devon says salutes to Manny. That's what's up. That's what's up. But appreciate that, Manny, for checking out the new setup. I did get a new camera, new lenses and stuff like that. Playing with the settings, still pause. But hopefully I'm getting it back where things should look, no major difference, right? Okay, but let's just go ahead and dive right in. I think I'm gonna start with JD Sports first because I'm only gonna be on joint for like an hour. And I want to make sure I get all the information that I can get out there real quick. So give me a second real quick. I'm going to share my screen and boom, here we are. You guys should be seeing my screen. Y'all let me know if audio and video is okay. I'm assuming y'all can hear me because y'all been like active in the chat, which I really appreciate. JD Sports CEO warns on a volatile year ahead, declines to comment on the Trump tariffs following the Q4, which I'm assuming that's quarter four gains. So that kind of gives you a hint where, and that doesn't mean they necessarily support Trump or they're against Trump, but I would assume this means some companies don't want to get in, people in general, and this is actually a smart idea, what I get from this. Some companies and some people are one of those people that they keep their thoughts on politics to themselves because you could easily lose and or gain. It's a gamble whenever you bring up politics where people see where you stand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen people lose friends over politics. That's why I said it's low key probably best not to even talk politics unless you just know your family or your inner circle like that. But case in point, that was one of the things in the workplace that we're taught, and it's like an unwritten rule. I don't think you can. Well, in my building, it's like a real rule. You can't talk politics at all. Like, we got a friendly reminder when we got to change in office, right? But I say all that to say the quickest way to either gain in or lose a friend, and most likely lose, is whenever you start talking politics, you start to see where people's real thoughts are, and then you're like, damn, do I really know this mother trucker? So I'm guessing from a business point of view, and I'm just talking in general here, is if you start talking politics and see where you stand, you could lose some of your people that's keeping the business in the store. This let me know that JD Sports is about trying to get to the bag, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They keeping their politics stuff separate, and I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Long Beach says salutes to Manny. Long Beach says, bruh, this upcoming year will be brutal economically. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and everybody's feeling it. You know what I'm saying? And the talk of the town, will we see price increases on sneakers? Keep in mind, and in my opinion, that they're already, and I've been saying this for years, the sneakers have already been overpriced no matter how you slice it and dice it. But also, to play devil's advocate, these guys have been used to getting this type of money from us to begin with, and now their point is, if they raise it, whenever they were making like think about it, we did the math roughly on like an Air Jordan, right? It takes a small amount to make, and I'm not talking pennies. Let's say it takes $20, $35 to make, but to get it over here and all that, so Nike them is gonna feel it. Are we gonna feel it? You know what I'm saying? It's no longer, at this point when you're talking tariffs, it's not necessarily to production. I think it's the part of getting it over here that's gonna play a factor into it too, if I had to guess. Long Beach says JD Sports knows what time it is. Exactly. This is my thing. Let's give them credit where credit is due. JD Sports ain't picking a side, bruh. They picking the side of we getting to the bag. You know what I'm saying? We ain't, you know what I'm saying? They declined to comment. You know why. Revenue increased 0.3% in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year of 2025, despite a challenging market, and they put that in quotations for the company said. And this is written by Stephen Gardner, and this is from actually April 9th, which to the best of my knowledge is today. It says, shares for JD Sports rose nearly 14% on Wednesday following a steady growth in the fiscal 2025 despite entering a volatile market spurred by Trump's radical tariffs announced last week. According to the UK-based athletic retailer, like-for-like revenue increased 0.3% in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year 2025 despite challenging market with the organic revenue growth of 5.6% driven by a strong performance in Europe. But see, this is based out of Europe, not in US. When it go to that US market, probably gonna be a different ball game, if I had to guess. Because if they're doing this stuff, they're a UK-based company off rip, so you got to keep that in mind. So of course they may not feel it there yet. You know what I'm saying? Especially if some of the stuff that they are like, think about it. If they got a Nike like deal, right, which I'm assuming their stores have like a Nike like account, right, and let's just say that's roughly majority of their sales. Well, they're already an overseas-based company. So, I mean, I'm assuming shipping overseas to overseas, that may not be as an effect as until it's time to get their stuff where it comes into the U.S. market. If y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Long Beach says, I think we'll see Nike GRs, a lot of things upcoming to get as much money as possible. We shall see, man, but I'm going to be honest, we're already low key, and I'm going to just say us as a whole in the sneaker community, we're already not buying those GRs like we once was. You know, this ain't 2020 and this ain't 2021. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those GRs now, everybody that I seen in the comment section of my videos and even on the lives, they said they're making every purchase count this year. You know what I'm saying? So that's food for thought as well. Meaning, all those people that was giving me a hard time, and I'm not saying you, Long Beach, I'm just saying in general here, all the people that was giving me a hard time for being so selective, seems like they've joined the selective bandwagon, right? Okay, and I'm going to just leave it right there. It says for the full year, like-for-like revenue growth was also a 0.3% in line with the previous guidance of broadly flat, with organic growth of 5.8%, slightly ahead of the previous guidance and driven by strongly growth from North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. It says, the company said that the results of the performance in the period, JD Sports expects profit before taxes and adjusting items for the fiscal 2025 to be in the line with its January guidance range of £915 million to £935 million, which I'm assuming that's roughly still got to be in the 9 million aspect in US dollars, but I know that's not US dollars like numbers. It says on the retail front, the company noted that it ended its fiscal 2025 with a 4,858 stores, up from the 1,533 from the start of the fiscal year. So yeah, they've gained, because you keep in mind they bought a lot of physical stores, so they've gained over 3,000 plus stores. This tally reflects the 1,485 stores acquired. So there you go right there. So that's that rough math real quick. So they had 100, they already had 1,500, then picked up 1,485, and that's what tallies into their numbers right there. Acquired from the purchase of, and I told you guys before I even read this article, that's how you know we've been keeping up with this, because some of this stuff you don't have to read to just kind of know, because I've already kind of read it. Remember, they picked up Hibbets in the U.S. and the corridor in France. So keep in mind, they do have DTLR to the best of my knowledge. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section or in the chat in this case, because we're live. Where we are real quick, Long Beach says, make every purchase count, facts. And that's all I've been trying to do for years, bro. I don't think I've done, honestly, I don't think I've done a why not purchase for a sneaker in a while. If I'm going to keep it real, I haven't done it's here, why not? You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I was doing that back in 2019, bro. Because I just always, low-key, just because of my circumstances, I've always had to, buy accordingly, too. You know, even though it probably seems like I go out the wazoo, but I really don't. Because people are very quick to point out how many sneakers I skip versus how many I buy. But, you know, low-key, when I do my, all my sneaker pickups for, all of, whatever the end of the year is, I'm always surprised, damn, I picked up, I be damn, I be kind of dreading doing the video sometimes, even though I'm going to get it done. I'm damn, I thought I only picked up 6 or 7, when low-key it could easily be 12 or 13 or 14. And honestly, my magic number each and every year, no more than 12 sneakers. You know what I'm saying? But I tend to go over each and every year. Not by much, though. I'm getting better at it. Let's see. Slayer says, West Gucci chat 100. What up, Slayer? What up, what up, what up? Slayer says, everything's soaring but my paychecks. Hey, trust me, I can relate. Man, I don't even want to get started on work, which I'm not going to, because if I did, dog, I don't even think I'd get back to the sneaker talk, right? Let me get back to the article, though. It says, look ahead. JD Sports said that it expects a trading environment in its key markets to be volatile throughout the year, and as a result, it has started the year in line with expectations. On the company's Q4 earnings call on Wednesday, Religious Suarez, hopefully I'm reading that correctly, Chief Executive Officer of JD Sports Fashion PLC, walked analysts through its updated medium-term plans. And I got this in a quote right here. It says, reflecting slower markets growth and the investments we have made in our supply chain and infrastructure, we are updating our medium-term plans to capitalize on our organic growth opportunities in North America and Europe, deliver productivity and efficiency benefits from the investments, and utilize our strong cash generation to deliver improved returns for our shareholders, Schultz said. Hopefully I'm reading that correctly. Man with the Kick says, Slayer, salute. It says the CEO said that while global sports fashion is an attractive and growing market, the company now expects it to grow at a slower rate over the medium term. Yeah, I bet they do. You know, if we're going to keep it 100 with this economy and stuff like that, people are going to be less like, and think about this too, we can just take like people being not only selective with their purchases, but in general, with the cost of everything kind of going up as we got these tariffs. Now, I want to say this also, even though I'm not a politics guy, I do watch the news often. I do kind of keep up with current events just enough to be dangerous. I don't know everything because there's always somebody out there that could probably come in this joint and really just, you know, really out talk circles around me. I.e. my brother. I have a family member like that, my brother. They really keep up with it versus me, right? And I'm not dissing them or anything like that, but I say all that to say, like, these joint where we're seeing this, where things are gonna be a little bit more slower expected really for all businesses. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, people are gonna put their priorities first, right? You're gonna put your family, you gotta feed your family, sneakers and stuff like that. Of course, people are gonna be like, all right, cool, we got, especially if you're already a sneakerhead and you got a lot of sneakers, while it may be tough, you're going to be like, damn, you know, but I got to pay this and this. And that's me, like, right? That's been me for years anyway. You know what I'm saying? But, like, yeah, that's my whole perspective. I'm talking about myself here. Let me read the last part of this article. It says, the CEO said that while the global sports fashion is an attractive and growing market, the company now expects its growth to at a slower rate over the medium term. We are therefore adapting our plans to capitalize on our growth opportunities and investments we have made in our infrastructure over the last 2 years to improve returns for our shareholders, he said. So pretty much these are the people that are invested in the company, if I had to guess, right? Okay, we've seen the stock market already kind of go down, right, so to speak. And I have a theory behind that too, where low-key a lot of, like, not everybody got it first off, but for the ones who still got it, temporarily or somewhat still got it and they're going to be okay for years, they're probably going to invest. You know, the saying is simple, dog, and I hate to feel like I probably maybe thought a little too deep into this, but you know the saying, if you're an investor, if you're in the stocks and all that, what's the saying, right? Let me put it this way, what I've heard: buy low, sell high. So, you know what I'm saying, right now, low key, for the people who got the extra bread, you know, and that may be you, that may be what have you, they're going to invest while the market's actually down. You know what I'm saying? People are like, nah, this ain't a good time to invest. Low key, if people who can take it right now, they're going to buy while the stock is low. And then, because the thing about it, Nike them going to bounce back. I don't care what nobody say. It may take, even if it take like months, years, if you got the patience and you got the bread to hold out to it, if you can buy low, when that joint skyrocket again, because all they need, honestly, all Nike them need is that next big hit. And they can hit it because they've done it before, right? And we're going to keep it real. Manny says, got to be picky nowadays. He says, before taking questions from analysts, Schultz said that the anticipated several inquiries about tariffs, but declined to address the topic. Smart man. We are digesting the tariffs right now, and we are looking at it. He said it's very serious matter, but the position is likely to evolve into volatile. You know what I'm saying? It says, as for its action plan, however, Schultz noted that JD Sports will continue to invest in growth opportunities across North America and Europe in order to deliver 3-year payback. The company said it's planned to do this by continuing to open new stores in North America while also competing with competing with the conversion of Finish Line stores. So keep in mind, the Finish Line stores, I feel like what we're about to see to JD, right? Some of the Finish Line stores where there isn't JD Sports, I feel like we're going to see Finish Line stores. Keep in mind, too, if you guys remember, I covered that one article where Finish Line is still not necessarily going to go away. From what I got from it is the mall will have a JD Sports. outside of it, and then there'll be Finish Line stores inside of Macy's foot section. Because keep in mind, Macy them got a sneaker section, right? Is what I mean to say. So keep in mind, it's still a win-win for JD overall. Still a smart man or a smart person, right? It said it also plans to accelerate growth of the Quarter Tour brand in Europe while also enhancing its Europe sporting goods business in the UK outdoor business. It says, what's more, the company said that while reflecting on the important role, and they put that in quotations, that Marshall family founders of the Shoe Palace chain, so keep in mind, I think they probably got Shoe Palace too, with JD Sports acquired in 2020. So keep in mind, Shoe Palace is behind this too. And low key, I've got some W's off Shoe Palace. It says, continues to play in integration, development, and long-term growth of the North America business. It has agreed to defer the buyout of the family's 20% nor controlling interest in the Genesis, the percent company of JD's North America business, to two tranches of 10%, which each are in 2029 and 2030. The CEO also dubbed 2025 a year of transition as the company moves away from a period of significant investment in M&A to a period focused on leveraging those investments and delivering improved returns. It says, as we are now moving into a lower phase of the capital investment with no material M&A, says opportunities in the pipeline and reflecting the liquidity, so pretty much like all the physical part of this, headroom created by the deferral of the Genesis options, right? It says, we're in position to provide incremental shareholders returns, Schultz said. In line with this board, it tends to announce that the commencement of the initial £100 million share buyback program. So pretty much they're letting their investors know, like, hey, don't worry, we got this. Even though we got the tariff stuff going on, we're still going to handle this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so pretty much they are saying they're prepared. And to be honest, I feel like this was one of those, a professional generic answer where you got information, but you really didn't get much information out of them. You know what I'm saying? They gave you time. You know what I'm saying? They didn't tell you how they really felt about the tariffs. They said they're still digesting it, quote unquote, meaning they're still seeing how it's going to play out, meaning they're going to be patient. But hey, don't worry, investors. What I got from the article is like, don't worry, we got you guys. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? We still moving up. Slower now, but we still going up. Is what I got from it. Now let's transition to the next article real quick. I'm going to be on the joint for like roughly another 30 minutes or so. So I want to make sure I get that Puma joint towards the like last part of the last 10 minutes of the live, and then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases to wrap things up here for tonight. And I'll see you guys again on Saturday. But it says, Nike, Skechers, Foot Locker, and more footwear stocks soar on Trump's latest tariff move. And I hate to make it like every live about this, but I mean, that is the most current thing that's going on. We got a new administration in office. And yeah, this just comes a part of the game. Says after nearly a week of turmoil, shares of Deckers, VF, which let's just keep it 100. VF, that's where we had like Supreme at one point was under that umbrella. I don't think they're under that anymore. But we got North Face and stuff like that under there. They felt it, right? We've covered them as well. It says Wolverine and more were on the rise. So pretty much it says shares of Nike, Deckers, Skechers, and Wolverine worldwide and more surged on Wednesday after following the President Trump's move to place a 90-day pause on his previous announcement of the tariffs on most of 75% of the country's key trading partners. So, again, the president himself, I've seen it say, well, this is supposed to be just temporarily. I think, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm supporting him, right, or any way, shape, or form. I don't have no dog in this fight. But I sound like this is one of those, like, they just want to get a negotiation going on, so he's got to sometimes you got to destroy before you can, take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what their plan is, but I mean, I would hope, I'm trying to speak positively here. You know what I'm saying? It says, shares of Nike's, Deckers, and Sneakers and Wolverine are more surged on Wednesday after following the President Trump's move to place a 90-day pause on the previous announcement of the tariffs of 75% of the country's key trading partners. So keep in mind, 75%, that's definitely a big number. Because if you look at a lot of your products, right, and we can take Nike and them up out of it temporarily. A lot of your stuff is made overseas, dog. You know what I mean? Not just Nike, I think like even Apple and stuff like that too. But see, here's where the problem comes into play, where they're not really kind of explaining this and why a lot of this stuff is made overseas, right? The labor, the production costs and all that, it's much cheaper. And I hate to say it, that's why we don't have a lot of this stuff made over here anymore, man. I know for a fact that, case in point, both my parents, when I was growing up, they worked in factories, right, doing XYZ, right, where I'm from. They made good money, but both of my parents' job moved overseas kind of like simultaneously at the same time, because they said that like literally like, let's just keep it 100. The product that my parents and them stuff was making, that joint actually went overseas. They did it because it's cheaper. You know what I mean? So some people went over there to help that place get set up, and then pretty much they let them go. You know what I mean? And it's kind of messed up, but I get it. I ride by both of the spots where my parents used to work at. Honestly, it's one of those, if you know, it used to be there. But if I took y'all Gotti, you'd be like, wasn't nothing over here. It just growing up is like it never even happened. You know what I'm saying? But I know for a fact that it used to be there. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate them companies that for being there in the first place, because, we was living good. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say like super crazy good, but comfortably. You know what I mean? And I noticed a big difference whenever those companies went overseas, man. Now, I also don't bring this up too, like, why that usually happens is because, to be honest, how many people want to be, I'm not saying people don't want to do those type of jobs, but at the same time, that company looks at what they gonna spend, and thing here, the rules and the laws are different. If you got a factory here, you got to think like an employee. If you're a company, you're really reliable for that person to a certain extent. If something happens, even if you made them sign all this stuff, you don't want the bad press of them still taking legal action, or even just the media just saying stuff the wrong way. Because if you think about it, medias and stuff, what do? They do headlines for they are like, I'll put it say, people come at YouTubers for like having like clickbait titles and thumbnails and this and the third. Where do you think it originated from, right? I'm not trying to pick on the news here, but where do you think it originated from? But let me get back to the article, man. It says footwear is in the spotlight as one of the most impacted categories from those tariffs, with Asian countries like Vietnam and Cambodia, where a large portion of the shoes sold in the U.S. are produced. We are facing tariffs as high as 50%. Nike, which makes half of the footwear in Vietnam, closed the day with its stock up 11%. So it went up right now because he put a pause on it. But I mean, like, to be honest, how long is that pause going to be? You know what I'm saying? Because he's still trying to. I'm about to say, man. I will say this about Trump, right? Everything that he said he was gonna do, low key, it looked like he ain't wasting no time. Decker shares rose more than 13%, while Skechers shares have increased more than 11%. Wolverine worldwide has seen shares jump 22%, and Crocs is up 11%. VF Corp, parent of Vans and Timberland, jumped nearly 28%. So people really think they're gonna bounce back, which I can see that. Vans, them, I feel like they're gonna be there for good. Timberlands, I don't really rock with them like that, like we used to. But again, who's to say like certain areas and stuff like that won't get it back in blood? No pun intended there. It says, among the footwear retailers, Foot Locker jumped nearly 20%, and Dick's Sporting Goods was up over 16%. All told, the Dow Jones closed the day up nearly 3,000 points. The strong reaction on Wall Street comes as the president alluded that the backtracking of the fact that these countries have not, at my strong suggestion, retaliated in any way, shape, or form against the United States. Trump's change of the tune in the stark contrast from him sentiment earlier on Wednesday. Indeed, the stock market was rocked by the news in the early morning hours in China had dramatically escalated in duties on the U.S. The European Union approved 25% of the tariffs as a countermeasure to the president's steel and aluminum tariffs announced last month. Be cool. And they got that all in caps, by the way. Everything is going to work out well. Trump trued as the markets tumbled. So keep in mind the market's been up and down all in cluttered place. Like if you are into the stock market, man, more power to you because honestly, for me, I just don't have the nerve for the joint. Man, you could watch your money go up and down like that. You know what I mean? And I don't want to sound like I'm hating or nothing like that. It says, where we at real quick, it says, by the early afternoon, President seemed to realize all was not, in fact, cool. Hitting back at China, Trump posted that he would raise the stakes in the trade war, upping import duties on China goods to 125% effective immediately. 99% of the shoes sold in the United States are imported from primarily China, Vietnam, and Indonesia. It says, according to the data from the American Apparel and Footwear Association, 61.9% of all shoe imports come from China, followed by 21.4% hailing from Vietnam, Indonesia, Cambodia, and India. It says round out of the 5% of the importers in the U.S. So majority, right? That's where that 75%, I feel like that's like a strong like breakdown. That's where like majority of our sneakers are being made. And then insert any other product almost, you know what I'm saying? With the exception, like keep in mind, New Balance, we don't see their name floating around a lot because let's just keep it 100. They get their stuff made in the U.S., but they have some stuff made overseas too. Like I was talking about on what am I thinking of? Saturday, right? So keep in mind, man, we're going to have to keep an eye on these tariffs because right now looks like he's going to temporarily pause it. People are going to go back and invest in right now because I have a feeling that they think, right, from the outside looking in, that if he talks his talk again next week or probably later this week because they don't waste no time, their stuff is going to drop again, but that's okay. This is probably the safest time to invest. And I seen that you did post this information in the sold out Discord as well, Manny. So it's kind of one of those like, it's really a gamble, but stocks have always been a gamble, man. Whether the people who feel like they're lucky at it and always get it, but I just don't feel that confident in it right now. Long Beach says, oh my, tariffs are going to snack people tough. Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? We just covering the sneaker part of side of things, right? But if you think about it, it can affect a lot more than that too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's deeper than just the overseas. You know what I'm saying? Like if we get stuff from Canada, we get stuff from Mexico. Think about it. We kind of work with all the other countries, man. I don't see why we can't just all come to the table and find a happy medium. But that's just me, man. So pretty much that's going to cover the tariffs part of things. I do for the last like 15 minutes of the live, and then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases. I do want to talk this new Puma situation where we got a new president in office. So I did say I want to cover this, even though we don't really talk about Puma. But at the same time, I hate to say this, right? But Rihanna and A$AP Rocky stuff seem to always get attention. But I don't know who's really rocking Puma like that. And to be honest, last time I really think of even came close to even thinking about buying some Puma was whenever Nipsey Hussle had a deal with him. And I'm not saying that he still don't, or what am I looking for? While he's gone, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, what is called is the estate of Nipsey Hussle, I'm sure. Like the estate, pretty much that means like the stuff that the person leaves behind, that whoever is in charge of the Nipsey Hussle estate, they could get paid off of that and they put in an account. And yeah, so I'm very curious if this is going to be somewhere it affects everybody here. But I definitely wanted to cover this real quick because we don't really talk a lot about Puma. I can't even remember the last time have I even owned a Puma shoe? I'm almost positive I have, but I can honestly say it's been a while. But I remember when Puma used to be just as on the level of like a, Adidas tracksuit, because a Puma had a dope tracksuit as well. But looks like they got a new CEO, or looks like they got a new president of the North America situation here. So I'm going to cover this article for the last 15 minutes, and then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases for the last 5 minutes, and then we'll wrap things up here for the night, man. I appreciate y'all for being active in the chat and showing up and showing out. Definitely smash the like button. But it says, where we at real quick, Puma promotes Tara McRae to president of North America. She's the first woman in the company history to hold the title. So salutes to her already off rip. Says McRae is succeeding 20-year Puma veteran Bob McFarlane, who is leaving to pursue opportunities outside of Puma. So it looks like he's stepping down and leaving professionally, what have you. I've seen this happen at the company that I currently work for, or used to work for, per se. Slayer says, I get more soccer vibes from Puma. That's just me, though. I can see that. But, they had Nip over there, though, and Nip had that over there. When I think of Puma for real, I think, remember when Run DMC them had the Adidas tracksuit joints and all that, this, that, and the third? Puma had a tracksuit version as well. And if I'm not mistaken, LL Cool J, like a lot of the rappers back then, like the old school rappers was rocking it too. You know what I'm saying? With the Kango hat joint. Don't quote me on that because at the same time I was such a youngin', right? But it makes me think of that era for whatever reason. It says, less than a week after Puma SE named a new chief executive officer, this has been another big leadership change. The German athletic giant has elevated company veteran Tara McRae to a role of president of Puma North America, effective immediately. McRae most recently served as a senior vice president of marketing and brand strategy of Puma North America. With this promotion, McRae has become the first woman in Puma history to assume its president of North America role. This part is crazy to me. I forget about the power of that and what that means to me, to the organization and the industry, especially to young women jumping into the space. I don't take that position lightly, McRae told Foot News. So she says, that move comes on the heels of the company's surprise announcement last week that Adidas sales head Arthur Harold, and I'm hoping I'm reading that correctly, would be taking the reins as the Puma CEO, replacing the current one, right? Okay, so pretty much they're making some changes over there at Puma. I'm wondering why the sudden change, though. I mean, at the end of the day, I can see where you're getting the soccer vibes from too, Slayer. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't ever really think about Puma often. But also, if we're gonna keep it 100 too, now that I get more like thought into this. What's the dude? What's it? LaMelo Ball? Don't he got to deal with Puma and his sneakers been moving? And I think it's like a WNBA player I can't think of. She got to deal with Puma and they've been moving too. So you know what I'm saying? We got to give credit where credit is due too. Rihanna product, whenever that stuff drop, whenever she dropped, it moves. ASAP Rocky, I don't really know. I know he has a deal over there, but I don't know if it moves like that. But maybe he does have the fan base. Because if you think about it, neither ASAP Rocky and or Rihanna, neither have ASAP Rocky or Rihanna have dropped music like recently, right? But they're still obviously eating good. And I know the Puma deal's got to help, but I know Rihanna's deal with that makeup and all the other stuff she got going on, maybe she just doesn't feel as motivated to get in the stew and actually, cook up something, even though she uses probably ghostwriters allegedly. But, I get it. When you getting bread like that, why? I get it. And I know for the supporters and the fans, but she knows she dropped the album. They're going to want her to go on tour. She's also like probably a full-time mom. They got 2 kids. Not trying to make up any excuses, but I see all sides and angles of why, right? Okay. It says, the moves comes on the heel of the company's surprise announcement. Read that one. Says McRae is assuming her role as Bob Phelan, a 20-year-old Puma veteran, is also exiting the company. Puma said that Bob, who assumed its head of golf role in 2005, climbed the ladder ever since and leading to pursue opportunities outside of the company. McRae is now one of several women leaders in the sneaker industry, a growing list that includes Under Armour president of the Americas, Kara Trent, which I didn't know that. So it looks like Under Armour has a female president as well. Jordan Brand president Sarah Mesdusa, hopefully I'm reading that correctly. Let's see, Hoka president Robin Green, and several others. So there's probably some more, but they probably couldn't think of all. But keep in mind, they know people, reading and stuff like that, it can be somewhat time consuming too. And you want to read and comprehend, right? I'm trying to make sure I get that in there. It says, these are amazing women, and I am very happy to be in the same sentence as them. And I do hope that this trend becomes, it says, and I do hope this is a trend because we've gotten a deep passion, McRae said. you see what's happening in women's sports. I'm a huge WNBA fan and women's soccer and whatnot. So there you go right there. There's your soccer right there, right? Okay, I can see that. And they're probably going to get some more athletes brought onto it and probably more women brought into it too. Because I will say WNBA has come a long way. And we're going to be fair about it. You know what I'm saying? So we're hoping that this is all tied together to really push us forward. I also want to say, like, where's Adidas been at too, off mode but on mode, especially with no, I'm gonna run that back. When I think of Puma too, I think that's on the level of Puma is Reebok. I know Shaq and them is over there, like him and Allen Iverson, and they got like deals coming too, but I feel like they should be making some moves as well. I want to know how they still keeping afloat, but they probably got like a major deals with, you know, certain teams and stuff like that, as well as Puma probably does. Let's see, Men of the Kick says Puma is straight trash. I'll say their sneakers could use a little bit of work. You know, if we're talking sneaker side of things, they could use a little bit of work, but I think some of their fits and stuff like that, I think they got that down to a science. But I mean, at the same time, somebody asked me like last week or 2 weeks ago, like, yo, how many clothes you got? Just, you know, just ask them just randomly. And I'm like, dude, how do I know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I rock a lot of the similar stuff, but I mean, majority, like, I'll say this. If you compare my clothes to sneaker ratio, I definitely got more sneakers. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that was just a tough question. And I'm not mad at it at all. It just kind of threw me off. And that's why I posed that in the Discord. I'm like, do you guys ever thought about that? But it says, McRae held several marketing roles in Puma from 2006 to 2016 to roughly, that's 10 years to rough math for me. And after 8 years away from the company, she returned in August 2024. During her time away from Puma, she served as the global chief marketing officer and digital officer at Clarks, which I remember Clarks being a thing in my school, but I'll say this, it was a select audience, and I'm going to word it nicely like that, as well as also become the first chief marketing officer of the TB12 during the period. She's also a strategic advisor for the Relentless Consumer Partners and non-executive board member at KEG, and that's Crypto Encyclopedia of Jeans and Jones, or Jeans and Johams, or something like that, if I'm not reading that incorrectly. But yeah, so it looks like she got several. This is not her only source of income. I mean, she probably got to be living good. McRae says she is known, pretty much the former CEO or the former president since day one, and worked closely with him on the inception of Puma Golf, the signing of Ricky Flower in 2009, Flower, if I'm not mistaken, and what am I looking for? Floater. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing homie last name wrong, my bad. In 2009, and the acquisition of the Cobra Golf in 2010, says the current CEO is helping her with the transition. So that's usually how it goes. He's stepping down, he's showing her what he's doing, and I'm pretty sure she's going to take the reins and tweak some things and do her own things. That's usually how it goes when you get a new person in the top spot, man. Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. And we going to keep it real. It says, coming back and partnering with him was amazing. He has been absolutely fantastic as a leader and as a partner and mentor. McRae said, we've had some amazing successes and failures, and he's definitely taught me a lot about leadership. I will definitely miss him. That was definitely a professional answer. We're going to keep it 100. So pretty much, I think that's pretty much everything you need to know about the CE moves. And I think if they don't have no big bullet points on this, I think that article pretty much did a great job of kind of breaking it down. So I guess they go through the list here of all the current CEOs they've had in the past. I'll probably skim through this one just a little bit. But this is kind of amazing how this is kind of switched up into what we probably going to now. So and this is probably just enough. So it should be like a little short read, but I'm not going to cover all of it because I'm only going to be on this joint for like another 5 minutes. Manny, you ain't had to come for Puma like that, though, dog. Manny says, a whole room full of clothes and storage units for the kicks. This is my thing with me for clothes, dog. If I don't rock it after if I ain't put it on in like a year, it's gotta go. I consider myself a minimalist, even though I got a lot of kicks. But even y'all seen with my last wave of kicks, I sold like 4 pairs. Now that I've doubled up, all the ones I double up on, with the exception of like 2 or 3, they gotta go. And rumors is we supposed to be getting the Gammas this year. I got the Gammas already. I'm gonna get the fresh pair. I ain't gonna hold you, but the old pair gotta go. You know, I'm not gonna keep it up, even though I know it's saying keep it for a beater. I had some beaters though, you know what I'm saying? Like I got plenty of beaters, you know what I'm saying? So I'm probably gonna do like another, like I'm probably gonna sell like maybe like another 1 pair of shoes, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe 1 more for a little or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I do. But pretty much this last article real quick, last little few minutes as we get ready to wrap up and we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases. It's everything you need to know about the Puma CEO moves. And it says, unexpectedly late last week, Puma CEO announced that he was exiting his role, which we kind of just covered that. It says, it's a privilege, he said, the professional answer here. So pretty much, I think this pretty much summed up what we kind of did, and it broke down what he used to do. So I'm very curious what this means for Puma and why all the dramatic change. Because all the answers that we got from the previous article basically explains that, hey, you know, we're answering this pretty much professionally. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, we ain't saying nothing bad about nobody. We didn't say he messed up. But, hey, we are bringing some changes, right? Okay. Which sometimes, like I said before, change is good. But it depends on who it is. Sometimes change can be bad. Keep in mind, they're going to feel probably the Tariff stuff too, because I don't know how much of their stuff they get made overseas, but we kind of just covered that as well. But yeah, man, we're coming up. I got about like 5 minutes left. I'm going to be on this joint. Let's talk upcoming sneaker releases and wrap that thing up here for the night. We are anticipating some more Action Bronsons. What else? The Rare Airs are supposed to be dropping soon, which I got like a little image up on these guys right here for the people who don't know. Rare Air 3s are anticipated soon, right? Okay, I think they're supposed to be coming, you know, I don't know if it's going to be this month, but I will say this, looking at these, I don't hate them, I don't love them, but at the same time, comparing them to what we got, what I want to say, last week, the Jordan 1 Rare Airs, the male and the female version, totally apples and oranges. These 3s do look better, but I don't know, it's kind of weird, and I feel like they stole a page from on my yearbook, but then technically, you know, without having the elephant print on these, but at the same time, it's still Jordan silhouette. So I mean, I think Jordan them get a get out of jail free card when they take and get inspiration from other like collabs they've done with in the past. So here's some multiple images of the shoe, and I gotta say, I don't necessarily say I hate it. That's the shoe boxes coming in real quick. We got this right here. They got the sale look because Nike them have really been milking this one, if you ask me. That all over sale look. Then you got different angle from here. It's kind of like a top view. Got the Rare Air in there. I'm very curious if they're going to do like a story behind it, though. I'm very curious what the story is. And that's probably going to be coming up pretty soon when we see these joints officially loaded. I don't hate them, though. I'm going to be honest. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. If I'm going to be real with myself, I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. But I don't love them either. Manny says, I give you that, Polo. Puma got wear, but they need to improve their footwear department. Yeah. What you think can improve Puma's footwear department? Could it be the right person coming over there and revamping it? I was going to say this, but he kind of just, maybe back in the day, before he went on his rant and just kind of destroyed his whole thing, maybe Ye could have went to Puma and done some damage. But now, you know, he's kind of, is Ye too far gone is like an unwritten question, right? Long Beach says, I can't stand the sell age mid. So look, I'm going to say this, Long Beach, they do over tend to do it. You know what I'm saying? I like it every now and then, but they kind of milk it to me. You know what I'm saying? They milk it a little bit too much for me. And I'm going to leave it right there. You know what I'm saying? What else we got anticipated this week? I think we got some Spirit-Ons that's supposed to be coming. And then also we got some Air Jordan 3s like for the ladies coming too for this week. But yeah, they do kind of, I will say this. I'm not going to say that I don't like it, but I will say they overdo it. Like they're overdoing it too much now. You know what I mean? Like we get it. Y'all can do this age look. And it was kind of cool and it worked for like the reimagined theme, this, that, and the third. But at the same time, dog, it's one of those, and pause when I say this, don't OD on it, right? I was going to say something else, but I caught myself. You don't got to OD on the look, right? You know what I'm saying? We get it. You got to give us some space. And I'm putting myself back on the main screen real quick before I get ready to close out. Nike them, they know they're on the clock, and you know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to be a lot. This is my thing, right? And I've said this time and time again in person and on a live. This year in sneakers is probably going to be very, very interesting because everybody's kind of like, I feel like we're in limbo land with everything that's going on. From the tears to Nike them still needing a new, like something fresh to the table, I feel like. So we got a lot to really think about too. And I know Nike them's got to really be working countlessly behind the clock. Now, keep in mind, they got a new like change in positions over there at Nike as well. The Elliott Hill guy, we've covered that, you know? So a lot to think about. Let's see. Long Beach says, Puma has to collab with the right figure. Kanye is too far gone to tie the brand to. I was thinking that. I mean, you're agreeing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to keep it 100. It would have been a great idea. If Ye was smart, if he'd have kept his mouth closed, he would have been done with his deal at Adidas by now. And he could have went over to somewhere like a Reebok or over to a Puma and probably got more. He probably would have had to take the upfront cost. He probably would have had to take an L. But once the shoe and stuff probably sell and take off like it normally does, he would have got all that money back with the sales and stuff like that. So he'd have went over there and had to make some real big moves. Long Beach says that would be the death of Puma. Yeah, I get it. It's not happening. I get it. But at the same time, it would be nice to see them have a nice collab over there. You know what I'm saying? And the other brands are far in between. I mean, like, ASICs them have been doing collabs, but you need the right collab, too. And that's why I just posed the question, too, like, earlier. Like, what's the next big collab, like, to bring Nike back? You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're going to rely on their old faithfuls, but I mean, like, who is the next big, like, figure that could be over there for Nike? You know what I'm saying? We're hearing Wale, you know. Yachty's over there, but what he doing? Drake over there, what he doing? We getting used to Travis's, even though they still moving, but we getting used to Travis's. You know what I'm saying? Manny says, yeah, Polo, the right designer most definitely boosts Puma up. Most definitely. Most definitely. The right person, you know what I'm saying? They really got to bet that and take time and see how it goes. Rihanna them doing a thing, but it ain't sneaker world. It ain't the sneaker hype. You know what I'm saying? They got it for their fans. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just leave it right there for the night. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Been on this joint for like an hour and 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love. Of course, as always, y'all definitely smash that like button. Sub up to the channel if you're new and if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers. Occasional try-on hauls. We just got a new subscriber. Look like that is Cathone just subscribe. Appreciate that as well. Long Beach says, Wale, I like Wale, but he does not sell sneakers. This is my thing. Wale, super dope sneakerhead, but I agree with you, Long Beach. This is my thing. Does he have the fan base of a Travis have when he drops the music? You know? But then, to play devil's advocate, does that matter when Drake is probably still considered one of the best #1 artists of all time, but his shoes ain't moving like that? But if Wale go over there and really put the footwork in and really get a dope design and don't just rely off of Nike and they give him a little bit more creative control, because that plays a factor too, maybe he can bring that back. You know, definitely a lot of pressure, but you know, you got to get to your creative sources. And I will say, if there's anybody that can do it, I think Wale can do it, because he is naturally creative and naturally talented. And to be honest, Wale could also, and I'm not saying he doesn't do this or don't do this, but off mode, but on mode, Wale, sometimes, dog, I like all of Wale's music they drop, but to be honest, sometimes you can just work behind the scenes and ghostwrite. You know what I'm saying? You can still get to the bag and ghostwrite for a lot of people. You know what I mean? You don't have to be the guy, you know? So you can do that and do the sneakers. So I want nothing but for the best and success for Wale. But you're right. That's going to be a hard sell if Wale can sell sneakers. He can sell it to like majority sneakerheads, but just overall worldwide to get everybody coming out the woodwork, that's going to be a hard task, man. But I'm going to get on about this thing. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel, sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, and it's free to sign up, where, of course, we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, You name it, man. I'll be back live again on Saturday with another sold out live, another sold out podcast. Until then, more content on the way. Y'all smash that like button. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and yeah, man, I am officially out this thing, man. Peace.
December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? I'ma cry, oh why? I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this girl now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? I'ma cry, oh why? I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember.